థ్యాంక్స్. మొత్తం అన్ని ఫ్యాన్లు ఆఫ్ చేసావా? అవి ఉంచొచ్చు కదా. మీకు ఫ్యాన్స్ కావాలా? ఆ? అక్కడ కావాలంట. ఈ టూ లైన్స్ వద్దు. ప్రొజెక్టర్ ఇష్యూ ఉంది కదా. నువ్వు అక్కడి నుంచి త్వరగా వెళ్ళిపో. బెటర్. ఓకే. సో గైస్, ఇఫ్ ఎనీవన్ ఇంట్రెస్టెడ్ ప్లే క్రికెట్, ఎనీ గేమ్స్, గివ్ యువర్ నేమ్స్. This is for not that anyway. I'm planning for all batches. December second week, we can plan continuously 1 week or 3-4 days. Give your suggestions also. Anything is fine. Weekends, swimming, cricket, badminton, cricket, indoor any chess and all. Just yeah, give your names. Morning batch is there. 9 a.m. batch is there. Now recent evening batch also there. Recent morning batch also there. So we can plan accordingly. So online, we can play virtually. Okay. Yeah. You will play, huh? Kabaddi. Yes, football and all, it's not possible. At least cricket, badminton, indoor games, chess, something, it's fine, right? Yeah. Huh? You will see there. I'm umpire. Audience. Be careful, guys. When you mention in the hobbies, recently what happened, my friend, he mentioned dance in the hobbies. So HR asked, give the names whoever participate into the cultural events in the December. No one given name. So what she did now, took all the resumes, verified all hobbies, directly added names. So one by one, she calling and saying, you mentioned your hobbies dance, right? We are considering dance. No, that time only I know, now I forget. So people are saying like that, huh? So take care this part also. PUBG for online. ఫస్ట్ విన్నావు అబ్బా, ఏ కప్ ఇస్తారో తర్వాత చూద్దాం. సో డెఫినెట్గా it's not narration, I guess I'm conducting only. Okay, I'm just connecting. Okay, let's launch a server first. Location, I'm not there is, so today only we are discussing on this area. Give your suggestions. I don't know anything here. Cricket ground, and also I know that side, ORR Gachibowli side, but here I don't know exactly. If you give any suggestions, very good ground, we can play, no problem. But it's not like a box cricket and all. Take a big ground, we can pay, no problem. So continuously 2 weekends we can plan. It's up to you guys. Not like Vijayawada and all. Nearby. See, internally you guys discuss and let me know. I'm okay for anything. I'm okay for anything. Okay. Huh? That's what I'm saying. It's long distance, right? Okay, we'll see what best we can do. Let's check with other team members also. Okay, guys. So I'm going to create a first. Please focus now. We can discuss on this area later also. Yeah, Docker Compose also we discuss. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, many leaves are there. Yeah, correct. I don't have work from next week onwards. So I'm free. Okay, guys. Let me create a one server first. Guess one question to you. Okay, I'll ask this question at the end of the session. Does Linux kernel will support Windows OS? So simple question in your interview, if they ask, can I run Windows container on EC2 instance? Amazon Linux EC2 instance. Okay, let's discuss few things first. Let's connect first. Oh, okay. Let's connect a server now again. Just refresh. Yeah. Which game you play well? Hello. Which game you play well? PUBG. Huh? PUBG. Okay. Okay, guys. Let's get started. So this is my Docker. Sorry, this is my EC2 instance only, right? If I want to start work with Docker, first what I need to do? Install Docker. M install Docker -y. Whenever you can install a Docker user created automatically, like a Jenkins. So varlib, if you can go to varlib, Docker also created inside the varlib Dockers, like a varlib Jenkins. Okay. 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 So Docker installed. So guys, how to start a Docker? Systemctl start Docker. Okay. Enter. You can check now status of the Docker. So it's active, running right now. So guys, you can check the version Docker hyphen version 25.0 is the current version it is taking. Only check Docker version also without hyphen. You are able to see here client and server. Okay, let's focus client server architecture, how it will work. Before that, I'll execute few commands so that again we can come back and discuss what is client server architecture. Oh. Now guys, Docker. If you want to call any images from the Docker Hub registry, let's go to Docker Hub registry. Docker Hub registry, where we can see all the images here, like MVN repository related, same thing, Docker Hub registry, where we can see all the images from here. So yeah, you can type any image, whatever you want here. So for example, MySQL image you want, you can take MySQL image, you can see here. Yeah, we can see MySQL image here. Simply you can run Docker pull MySQL 8.0. This is a image. So guys, these are all public images. Anyone can use. You can also create your own image. You can push into Docker Hub registry that others can use. Understand? Okay. The main point is, for example, Docker pull Ubuntu. Clear na guys? So what you will get? Ubuntu OS will get. Okay. Now how to check these images? Docker images. So guys, I can see Docker Ubuntu image is here. Clear na? Okay. The size of the Ubuntu is 78.1 MB. So guys, understand here one important thing I'm going to highlight here. Just wait. Yeah. Yeah. So here one important point we have to understand here. So let's go to here. This is understand Amazon Linux EC2. Okay. This is Amazon Linux hardware management, hardware system. This is OS. Clear? So on top of the OS, you have installed Docker. This is Docker layer. Clear na guys? Let's say this is Amazon Linux. OS is Amazon Linux and hardware. Clear na guys? Now Docker will create container, right? Docker will create a container from where? Image. If you want to create a container, you should have an image first. Then you have to create your own image. See, you are creating a server from custom AMI, right? So here also you are creating a container from the Docker image. Same, it's a Dockerization, there is a virtualization. Clear na guys? Now the thing is, Docker will create a container, for example. Okay, Docker will create a container. So we have a 3 layers. Again, container also. This is, for example, hardware. And this is OS Ubuntu. And here application runs. Clear na guys? Here application runs. Here guys, hardware management will take care by your host mission. Okay. And what about kernel? What is kernel guys? What is kernel? It's a core part of OS, right? What it will do? What kernel will do guys? Core part of OS. Core part of OS. Okay. Kernel is core part of OS. Now let's say I'm just writing here. This is also hardware layer. And this is OS. And this is application. Clear na guys? Now, this OS, okay, we are taking from where? Docker Hub. This OS we are taking from Docker Hub. So can I write here Ubuntu image? This is Ubuntu image. Clear na guys? So this is, I can say Ubuntu now. Clear? Okay. Now, hardware definitely shares your host into your container system. Now tell me, what is the importance of kernel? What kernel will do? What kernel will do? It's a core part of OS. Hmm. What it will do, guys? Hardware management, right? CPU, RAM, CPU, RAM management. Next, any other thing? Very good. Resource allocation, yes. Memory allocation, resource allocation, very good. Resource allocation. Yeah, divide space, memory allocation. These and all will take care by file system and all will take care by your kernel. And remember one thing, whenever you can pull a image from the Docker, you will get only OS, not kernel. Then kernel shares from where? Again host, not host OS, only kernel part only. Clear na? Only kernel part. Otherwise, container hardware management is not possible without kernel. So this OS don't know how much CPU RAM allocation and all. But kernel will not come along with this OS. So kernel part will take care by host. Clear na now? Now tell me, Linux administrators, whoever there here. So kernel is same for all distributions or not Linux? Kernel is different, Ubuntu different for Ubuntu, CentOS and all. Kernel is same. Same, right? Kernel part is same for all distributions. Kernel part is same for all distributions. Clear or not? So in this case, if you take any image, it is a Ubuntu or CentOS or Red Hat or SUSE Linux, Debian, anything you can take. Kernel same is not, kernel same or not? If kernel same, your OS host kernel can take care of hardware management right here. That's what the main important thing you have to understand. Now tell me, if I run my Windows container, is it possible or not? Okay, tell me, Windows kernel, Linux kernel, both are same or different? 100% different. Windows kernel, Linux kernel, both are different. Okay. Now tell me, if you take Windows image, your kernel will support or not here? Docker pull, any Windows if you can take, that image can run container with help of this kernel or not? This is my question. How it is possible? Yeah, but see, hardware is there. For example, hardware is there. CPU 2 is there. For example, RAM is something 2 GB is there. But now to run this application, this OS kernel is missing, right? How much CPU allocate for this application? How much RAM allocate for this application? Kernel is part is not there along with the Docker system. Kernel part shared by your host. But if you run Windows container, so kernel is what here? Yeah, Windows container, if you try to run on Linux kernel, how it is possible? Clear or not what I'm trying to say? So this is not possible. If you want to run a Windows containers, definitely we have to run host as a Windows mission. Plus, otherwise we can do some actions on top of it Linux also. Clear na? By default is not possible. Only possible Linux container. Clear na here? But Linux, any distribution or specific distribution? Any distribution. Why? You guys already confirmed, right? Kernel is same for all Linux distributions. Let me add here. Okay. Anyway, all Linux distributions. Clear now, guys? Okay. So let's move to now. Yeah, let's move to now. Yeah, exactly. Hypervisor and all you have to take it again. Yeah. But they are giving directly Linux OS only, right? We have to take it again hypervisor and the Linux again Windows hypervisor. Lot of things are there. Instead of doing that, take one Windows server is better. Anyway, move to again here. So Docker pull Ubuntu. If you run this command, request will go to where? Docker Hub registry. Pull the Ubuntu image from there, as this is a public images. Clear now? How this background will work? We have a three components, guys, in Docker architecture: client, host, and registry. That's it. Three components only. Let me show you here. Docker client server architecture. Yeah, you can see here. Yeah, only three components you can see: client, Docker host, registry. So let's say here, copy image from here. Client means what here? Where you run a commands. So can I say my instance is client now? I'm executing commands from here only, right? Understand? I'm running commands into the instance inside only. This is my client, right? Okay. Where you are running a command. So this is my client. So you can understand this is easy to. When you run a commands, the request will go to where? Docker host. Docker host means what here? Here only, right? Docker is running on your instance only, right? Request will go to your Docker host. What exactly happened here? It will check which image you are running in the client. It will verify in the existing images list, image is there or not. If image is there, if image is not there, redirecting into Docker Hub registry and take the image into local and then give to you again. That's what you can see here. I am executing multiple times, right? This time it is not taking from external. Already image is there. You can run Ubuntu image is there. But if you run different image, Docker pull, for example, Nginx. Just wait, guys. I'm going to switch now. Yeah, perfect. So we have to refresh again. So few concepts I will tell you guys in the Docker. Easy way you have to remember that. Very important concepts. Okay. Now Docker pull Nginx. Request will go to where? First Docker host. Docker host verify by API call Nginx. Nginx there or not in the local, it will verify. If it is not there, it is redirecting into where? It is redirecting into Docker Hub. Right or not? See, downloading from where? Remote repository. Right or not? Docker Hub remote repository. If I run again, already there. So Docker is saying that, Docker host is saying that, no, this image already there. No need to pull from the remote repository. Clear now? Three components: client, where you are running a commands; Docker host, what exactly processing inside the images, call images, run containers, and everything is going on here only. Remote repository means Docker Hub repository where the images are stored. Clear now? These three components. So if you are running a container, if you are running a image, everything request will go to Docker host only here. This is main, I can say, heart of the Docker. If it is not running now, you are unable to interact any command. Clear now? For example, remove Docker. So install Docker. So Docker installation done. Docker is there now. Yeah, done, right? Now you can check Docker hyphen version. You can see 25.0.13 is the version. Now you can check only Docker version by seeing client and server. See guys, here running is what only? Client. Server is not running. Which server? Docker host is not running. Why? You haven't started, right? Systemctl start Docker, then background host also will run. Now let's run this command. Docker pull. I'm taking Python. Why this is unable to run? Host is not running. Understand? That's what I'm saying. If this host is not running, so this client not interact to any Docker commands. So nothing will work. That's what you have to start the systemctl start Docker. So make sure if you're unable to run Docker commands, first check Docker version only, not hyphen. Then you can see here, server is running, right? Server running, client also running. Now you can run any command, whatever you want. Docker pull Python. Clear na? Python image not exist locally, so that your host is saying that call from the remote repository, I mean Docker Hub repository, and store it into local, varlib dockers. So till here, everyone is clear? Okay. Okay, yes. Now, yeah, now. So Docker images. So total 3 images are there, guys. And important thing is, first command is Docker pull. Second command, let me write all the commands here better. So Docker pull. First m install docker -y. Systemctl start Docker. Next. Yeah. And next. Docker pull. So image name. Okay. And image details, if you want to show, inspect image. Okay, guys. So if you want to check the more information of the image, so let's run Docker inspect. Image name is Ubuntu. So these are the information completely about your image. Docker inspect Ubuntu. You can see some ID. This is SHA-code ID, the background. So Ubuntu latest image only, right? You haven't mentioned any flag, so it's taking automatically latest image. So the background you can see, guys, this is important, very important. This is, we have to understand first. And okay, next, any volume is attaching? No, by default volume is using here. This is image ID. And you can see this is the Docker version. So I haven't mentioned any host name and all. Environmental variable path is here. Okay. So guys, here this CMD part is there. Na? So first we can focus this area. CMD part. Yeah, this area. This is very important. So guys, image is ready, right? Can I run image as a container? No. This container, whatever application is running, right? this application, this container running status depends on the application running status. This is first important thing you have to understand. For example, your application, whenever you are deploy, okay, let me tell you one thing is Python 3 app.py. If you run this command inside your server, this is foreground or background? Foreground, interactive terminal, right? So inside container, your process should interact to the container. Otherwise, container will go into exited state. Understand what I'm trying to say? This is very important. When you run a container, but container is not running, going to the exited state means which command as running as a process inside the container, that process should run continuously. Clear na? For example, my container inside, if I give Python --- version, my container continuously run or not? No. Why? It will print a version and it will exit, right or not? See here. This is my server now. For example, guys, now tell me. Just a minute, guys, please. Hello? Hello? So, guys, if I give Python 3 fan on chain. Okay, Python 3 --- version, if I can give, now guys, enter. So this is, it will print and exit. Now this, so if you run this command background, one process will run or not? PS aux, if you can check, one process will run or not? That process now still running or kill? Kill. Because this is done, right? Now your container status depends on inside running process. Clear now? For example, you run a container, but container is going to exited state. First, you need to understand container inside which process you are running as a main process. That is continuously running or not. That's it. You have to check. Now, Linux server inside which process is continuously running? Bin bash, right? Bin bash process continuously running. That's what server is running. Otherwise, server also will go into stop state only. So now, only Python. If I run, this is which process? Interactive, right? This process still running or not? Python 3. You can open here. Duplicate tab. PS aux grep Python. See Python 3 process running or not? What is the process ID? 30895. Why this is continuously running still? This is interactive mode. If you give Control D, this will kill now. Now you can check here. Done. See, only your command process, whatever you have executed, it is showing. But this process kill or not? The meaning is what? This process kill. But inside the container, whatever process you are giving as a main process, that should run continuously. Why? Container inside, there is no any default process is running. It's an empty one. Understand? You are taking a base image, right? Base image you are taking and adding your application and running, right? If you add your application and last, what command you are executing? Run your application only, right? If it is a Java --- if it is a Python app.py, if it is a Node.js start Node.js, you are giving these commands or not? That's what all applications are interactive or a foreground process only, right? You can take Java, Node.js, .NET, Python, all are interactive process. If you want to run background process, we are doing a systemd, supervisor, PM2. We are running background, right? To run a background process. But inside the container, whatever process you are running, the process should run continuously. This is first important point. You have to understand. Clear na? Okay. Now, so container inside which command is running? If you want to know, first you have to run this command, docker inspect. Docker inspect. So my image name is what? I'm checking for Ubuntu. Docker inspect Ubuntu. Container inside which process is running as a main process? How do I know? So by seeing the CMD command. Image inside, whatever CMD command is there, we will write by writing a Docker file, the CMD instructions for custom applications. CMD inside, whatever instruction is there, that instruction continuously run. Now tell me, bin bash process they are giving into CMD inside, this process continuously run or not? Okay, let's say now. Docker. So run. So we have a 3 methods to run a Docker image. Focus is container process now. So I'm giving here Docker run -dt. Okay. And image name is what? Ubuntu. Clear na guys? If you run this command, dt means detached terminal. Okay. I mean, if you run -it, directly you can enter into the container inside. If you give -dt, container will run. You are not enter inside the container. This is the major difference. Okay, let me show you. So now see, container created. But now container running or not, how do I know? Give a command, docker ps. పవన్ ఇక్కడ ఉన్నాయి కదా చైర్స్ అవునా ఓకే మేడం మీరు ఇక్కడ కూర్చోండి మీకు అక్కడ కనిపించదు కదా Okay, so docker ps command, if you execute, you can see your container status. 3 commands are there to check containers process. Docker ps. Docker ps, it will print both, print running containers. Docker ps -a shows total running plus running and stopped containers. Okay. This is only running containers. This is only running plus stopped containers. Okay, let me show you. Now Docker PS shows what? Running containers, right? So I can see this container is running. Guess my container inside which process is running? See, here you can see command bin bash. I want to log in my container to check which process is running inside. Clear na guys? How to log in container? Docker exec, okay, exec execute -it interactive terminal into the container. So which image? Ubuntu, container ID we have to give. Container ID, copy. So here you have to give again one more process. So you want to enter inside the container by using which one process? Which process you are giving? For example, here also I'm giving bin bash. So now my execute command is running bin bash process only to execute. Now enter inside the container. Sorry, this is Docker. No space. Bin bash. Oh, new version maybe they removed -. Anyway, so now you are inside of container. How do I know? See, container ID is this one, 2DAFF. See, 2DAFF. Clear or not? You are inside of container. How do I know which process is running inside? PS aux. Total how many processes are running? Including my command also 3 processes. Which command you have run? PS aux. Guess why 2 processes here? One is Docker run -dt. Bin bash, actual process. Other process is what? Login time you are giving one process, right? That process. Clear na? So you are inside of the container, right? How to exit from the container? If you give exit command, which process you follow to log in the container, that process will kill. Which process? One bin bash. Now tell me, still my container running or not? Still my container running or not? Tell me. Why no? Here process IDs 2 are different or not? Why? This bin bash while running -dt time created one. This bin bash while login -it time created one. Now if you give exit, which bin bash will be kill? This one, right? This bin bash, right? Okay. Now exit. Tell me, still container running state or not? I told you clearly, container running status depends on the process inside. At least one process should run inside the container. Now tell me, my container inside one process still running or not? Which process it is? I ran by using docker run -dt. So here, why bin bash process is running? Here why bin bash process is running? I haven't mentioned any flag right here. Default. Why default? CMD inside is what? Bin bash. Clear na guys? CMD inside I have mentioned, I mean the image inside, the CMD inside bin bash is there na. So that's what, whenever you run a Docker container, first it will check default CMD is what? Default CMD, whatever you mention, it will take that process and run a container. And next, if you want to log in a container, you have to pass again your process also. Otherwise, what will happen na guys? Simple logic. If they will not give this kind of process, what will happen if you log into the container? If you run exit command, what will happen? Main process will kill. Then container go into the stopped state. Clear what I'm trying to say? I'll show you in different use cases. Definitely will get end of the session will get a clarity. Okay na guys? Okay. Now again, I'll give the commands list also. Nothing to worry. I'll give the commands list also. Docker PS. How many containers are running? One. Docker PS -a is what? Started place stopped. So here start I can see. If I want to see only stopped containers, you can give here grep exited status. Any containers are there in the stopped? No. So that's what we can give like this, exited status. Only stopped containers we can see. Okay. Only stopped containers. Okay. Let me create again one container from the image. Okay. This time Docker run -it I'm giving, not -dt. Okay. If I give -it, give Ubuntu. So whenever you are giving a -it, so it will take you into directly container inside. But -dt detach statement, container created, you are not entering into the container inside. But -it directly you can enter into the container inside. This is the main difference. Now if I give ps aux, tell me guys, how many processes are running inside? One or two? One. That to default process, right? Where it mentioned default process? CMD inside. Clear na guys? Now you can check ps aux. One process only. Now tell me, if I give exit command, this container will go into exited state or not? No process is running. No process running, container go into the stopped state only, right? Give enter. Now you can check Docker PS. Still old one is there only 8 minutes ago. So I want to check my exited container. Which command I need to run? You can run Docker PS -a also. It will show both running place, stopped containers. See, this is exited status 17 seconds ago. This is running status. Now I want to check only exited status. Clear na? Only one container. Clear understanding of container running process here. Very, very important guys. This is important main. Okay. Any questions, guys? I'll show different examples. Okay, let me add here run commands. I have a list of Docker commands I can share to you. Docker run -dt. This is detached terminal. So Docker run -it attached terminal, interactive terminal. So you will enter inside the container. With CMD process. Here also detached terminal and container runs with same. Clear na? Till here. Okay. Next. You can see na guys here. My Docker inside total how many processes are running here? Just 1 or 2 or 3, right? If I directly run the same command here in the Linux server, so many processes are running, right? That's what this is. More weight. Container is lightweight. That's what, if lightweight means easily we can start, easily we can stop. That's what fraction of mini microseconds we are able to start your container. But server, you can stop a server, it will take first kill all the process in the background. It will take minimum 2-3 minutes time. To start the server also minimum 3-4 minutes time. But container too quickly we can start and stop. Clear na guys? Okay. Now, so here, let's take here. Again, I'm going to run here. Docker run -it. This time I'm going to run guys Python image. So my Python image is there or not? Let me check. Docker images. Python also there. Python also there now, guys. Let's run Python image. Docker run -dt Python. Clear na? Simple. I'm running -dt. Guys, if I enter this command, container is running. Now container is continuously running or exited state. We don't know, right? How do we know? Check the inspect command. First check CMD inside which command is there. Then only we can decide, right? By seeing here container is running or not, we don't know. First we have to validate, inspect, Docker inspect, Python image. Yeah, check CMD. Which process is running inside? Understand now? Interactive terminal. Python 3 is interactive terminal, right? If they give CMD instead, for example, Python 3 -- version, what will happen? Container will go, container will print and exit into the stopped state. Clear na process now? Okay. Now still your container running or not? Your CMD is what? Python 3. That's what I show you here. Python 3, if you run, direct it will take into the interactive terminal. So your container also interacting into Python 3 terminal. So until kill this process, container continuously run. Clear na guys? Okay. Let's log in my container now. Okay. How to log in? Docker exec-it. Give the container ID of the Python. Copy. So definitely you can use here any one of the process to log in a container. So your login request will go to that process and interact and you can allow to log in. So I'm giving here again bin bash. Guys, you tell me if I give ps aux, how many process will run total? 3, including ps aux command, 3. One is what? Python 3, one is what? Bin bash. Clear na no? Python 3 is one process, bin bash is just now have executed process. This is for pxox process. Now, if I give exit command, which process will kill? Whatever process you use to log in a container, that process will kill, right? Still container running or not? Yes, because Python 3 process is running. You can give again docker ps. Clear na guys? Okay. Any questions from anyone? So Docker is a little complex concept, guys. You have to focus. Yeah, good question. So Docker exec command, we can use this command already running container login process here. This command used to already running container login process. Clear na? But Docker run -it command is image to container creation process. So Docker and -it command, when we can use, container is not exist. You are creating a container and login into the container. Create plus login. So let me add create and you will enter into the container inside. Okay, yes. Now, so let me show you how to delete images, how to delete a containers and all. Okay. So again, I can show you different process. So Docker PS, I can see two containers are running, right? Docker rm is the command to delete a container. So Docker rm give the container ID. So I'm unable to delete a container. The reason, container is running state. First, we can stop the container by giving a Docker stop container ID. Let me give Docker stop and give the container ID. Then you can run same command. Or you can do one thing, Docker rm container ID -f, forcefully delete. Clear na? So now check Docker PS. I can see only one container. Docker PS -a. I can see many containers. Exited state. Can I delete these two containers by giving normal command? Docker rm command. So you can give list of this. I'm just giving a one container only. I'll tell you why. So delete. Now you can check Docker PS -a. Only one container is stopped state. Earlier state is this one also there, but I have deleted by using Docker rm command. Clear na? Otherwise, you can delete complete stopped containers, all containers, one command only. Docker container prune -a. If you give, okay, it will delete all the stopped containers. One attempt. Your 10 containers are stopped state. Instead of running Docker rm Docker rm container ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can mention a single command Docker container prune. It will delete all the running containers. Sorry, stopped containers. Clear na guys? Okay. So how to delete a running container? Docker rm -f. Clear na? When you give -f running container also you can delete. So -f flag we can use running container. So if stopped container, no need to use any flag, directly remove. And if you want to stop all the stopped containers, give docker container prune. That's it. 3 commands. Docker rm and container id. So docker rm -f container id. To delete running container. Clear na guys? Docker container prune all stopped containers. Okay guys. Same process for images also. Let me show you. My and 3 images are there, right? If you can check docker ps, nothing is there. ps-a, nothing is there. Why? Prune command already ran, right? Everything is deleted. Coming to the docker images, I can see here total 3 images. Docker just give rm I means image here. Docker rm if you can give image, you can delete. So for example, if I want to delete this image, python copy image name, deleted. Now you can check docker images. Only 2 images are there. So we have one more command to delete all images also. Docker system prune. Their container prune, right? Here system prune -a, all images. Yes, done. Docker system prune -a command, if you can give, all images will be deleted. Hello? Yes. Issue ఏంటది? చేంజ్ చేశారు అదే? సరే, నేను క్లోజ్ చేస్తాను టికెట్. ఒకసారి లైన్లో ఉండండి. జస్ట్ మినిట్, 1 minute గైస్. నాకు సర్వీస్ కోడ్ రాలేదండి. మేబీ కరెక్ట్. నేను రీఛార్జ్ చేసిన తర్వాత మీకు కాల్ చేస్తాను, ఓకేనా? మీకు పంపిస్తాను. జస్ట్ నాకు 15 minutes టైం ఇవ్వండి, నేను క్లాస్లో ఉన్నా, చేస్తాను. ఓకే ఓకే గైస్. యా, సారీ ఫర్ దట్. సో గైస్, యూ కెన్ చెక్ నౌ. Docker system prune -a, delete all the images. Okay, and Docker rmi to delete specific image. Clear na guys? Okay. Docker PS. So nothing is there. My images also completely deleted. So nothing is there. Clear na guys here? So next, let's take directly, I'm taking Nginx image. Okay. Docker pull Nginx. Okay. So Docker images, Nginx is image is there. How to run guys? Docker run -dt Nginx. Clear na? Understand here. Now, if you want to run this container from the Nginx image, we have to specify port number. So this Nginx run on which port? You have to specify now. So Docker run -dt -p. And here, if I give Nginx port number is what by default? 80. So here guys, we have to give two port numbers. Localhost, one is for localhost, one is for target. Clear na? Target is what? Container is running on which port? Usually. Localhost, how to reach to the container inside the server. Clear na? So in this case, let me tell you one thing. I'm using here 81. 81 is for what now? Localhost. Localhost means EC2 instance. 80 target, your Nginx target port. I'm giving Nginx image. So I'm saying here, run this Nginx image, detach terminal and allow access for -p 81. Container running, right? You can check container running or not. Docker PS. You can see 81 is port forward to 80, right? In this case, guys, how to access this now? Localhost is the IP and which port I can give here? 80 or 81? 81. Understand? This will automatically redirecting into your 80 port. So how it will work here? So let's come here. You can see here. So this is my container, right? Let's take here. This is my container. This container running on where, guys? EC2. Can I add like this? EC2, for example. Now, definitely, if any user can access, first this request will go to where? VPC, subnet, instance, and container only, right? So here, the meaning of this command is, this container, I'm saying to run Docker run -dt detach terminal. I'm not going to log in now. This container -p. I'm saying here 81 80 image name. My image is Nginx. So 81 is what here? Localhost. It represents localhost. And 80 is what here? Target. Actual port running container target. 80. Clear na? Now localhost means here. Can I say 81 is enabled here? Server. So indirectly you are saying here my container is accessible if you come with localhost 81. This is the meaning here. So how the request will go to this server with the help of IP, right? So 192.168.1.2 request will take into your server. But I want to access my container. Give. Yeah, this container is path created localhost is 81. Whoever access this 81 request will go to directly this 81 and here to Nginx container. Clear na? That's what we can see here. 81 is mapped to 80. Clear na? Can I run here one more container? Yes, you can create n number of containers until your hardware supporting. Clear na? Now, can I run this? Is this correct or not? Huh? Why? See, understand, guys. Both are okay. But now you are missing one point here. This container not use EC2 ports. This is virtual environment. Container is virtual container. Here act as one more server this is. But this server running inside this server, right? That's what we are saying. Use this service path and connect to my server. Why this is running inside the server? Now this container not use EC2 ports. If container use EC2 port, why port forward is required? Directly you can give 80 only, right? Clear what I'm trying to say? Each container separate network will create. How EC2 network is there? Na? Separate network. But this network, when it will allow, you have to cross your host network and enter into the container network. How to cross the host network? I'm saying, whoever come with 81, you can allow to my container network. So container network inside container ports are separate. Now this container network inside 80 port is enabled, not host, local host port, right? See, local host port, now which port is busy in the local host? 81 or 81 plus 80? Only 81. Understand? Okay. Now, can I run this now? Clear na? Now, how many containers are running? 2. See, one is 80 to 80, one is 81 to 80. Can I run one more container? Can I use 80 again? No. Local host already busy. You can give. What is the error here? Port already allocated. So you can give now 83. Clear now? So number of containers you can access now 81. Still 82 also accessible. 82 not given na? Sorry. 83. Yeah. 83 accessing or not? Now one more concept here. Let's install Nginx. This command is what? Amazon Linux. Leave it for the Docker now. Amazon Linux. install Nginx -y. systemctl start Nginx. Will it work or not? Fail. Why? Your 80 port busy for localhost. So your Nginx is not work in your EC2 instance until you change the configurations. So that's what we are not supposed to use default ports as a port forward. Clear na? Later, if you want to do something, any activity on the server, you are unable to do. So we can give any different custom ports. So if you give 8080, for example, unable to run Jenkins. This kind of, we are not supposed to block these ports. Clear what I'm trying to say? Yeah, correct. Guess what is the command? How to check list of ports? Have you attended my Linux class? Net start command is there, or different command I told you, right? What is the command? How many ports? Yeah, ssstl. This command is latest command. But it will show your localhost ports. Understand? ss-turn it will show localhost, not container inside ports. If you want to see container inside, what you need to log in container and run this command. Clear na guys what I'm trying to say? So can I take a Jenkins image? Docker pull. Jenkins, let's go and check the Docker Hub registry. Docker Hub Jenkins. Okay. So this is official one, Jenkins / Jenkins is official one actually. This is the, see, this is the 1 billion downloads. This is the official one. Yes, after you create a container, if anyone deleted image from the Docker Hub, is there an impact? Understand my question is, For example, X person developed a Jenkins image and push into Docker Hub. You use that image, created a container. Later, the person is deleted image from the Docker Hub. Your container will delete, still running. Still running, nothing to worry, right? Already the image downloaded into local also, right? You can use. But official images, they will not delete, guys. If it will delete, no one can use the Docker. Right or not? So this is official image, Jenkins and / Jenkins. This is official image. Docker pull, you can run this command. So 21 maybe version, yeah. See, now you are work with Jenkins directly. SonarQube, we have done many things, right? Let's take a SonarQube image, run. Now Docker images. How to run the container? Docker run -dt, copy. Docker ps. So Jenkins process is running. How to access? Docker, I haven't mentioned any port, right? Let's give port here. -p 80 81 80 80. Now you can try, if I give capital P, what will happen? This is one of the interview question. So -p localhost target you are giving, right? If you give capital P, by default it will take any one of the port from the localhost. Understand? Anyway, Docker ps. So which port I can access now? 8080 or 8081? 8080. Hmm, 8081. Let's check Docker ps first. Miss network issue, I think. I'm unable to get something. Yes, after login this, for example, okay, after login this, it will ask initial password, right? From where it will take initial password? Understand my question is? Where? Inside container or inside server? Inside container. Understand? Even container, for example, my Nginx container, Jenkins container is running right now. So, okay, network disconnected. Anyway, yeah, inside container, right? So now tell me, my Jenkins container is running, okay? If I give Jenkins -- version in my server inside, any Jenkins will be there? No. Understand the point, right? Yeah, inside EC2 instance, no Jenkins is there, but Jenkins container is running. Understand? So if you want to take initial password, you have to log in the container. You have to take the password and you can enter and you can start the Jenkins server. Clear now? Anyway, so any questions? So this is a basic understanding of Docker, guys. The basic commands and all. Just have a look, and tomorrow onwards we can focus on Docker file. I mean, not directly enter into the Docker file. We can give single instructions. CMD, default CMDs are how to change and all, we can check it. We are running Docker run -dt image name, right? If you give space, something in an argument, right? That argument will replace with your CMD. So I'll check in the tomorrow class. Yes, I'm audible. Online team. I don't know. Yeah, thanks. Okay, yes, that's all for today. I'll share the notes with you so you can practice. Any questions, please? Okay. Okay, so I'm sharing these notes with you till commands ps-a condition no container detached mode it how to start container logs and all we can check and delete enabling port till pull Jenkins. Yeah, till here. So copy. So you can just go through these commands. Guys, please write your names. Whoever want to practice in the lab inside, I will provide plural set access to you. So what you can do, just fill your name, give the time slot on which time you come every day so that we can manage. Understand what I'm trying to say? Give your name. For example, you are already having a plural set. Just you can ignore it. This you don't need to write any name. You can pass to someone. Okay. Whoever need access, just give your name and phone number and time slot. Which time you will come every day. So I will take care of your plural set access. Clear now? Okay. Thank you so much for all. Bye.